Aversion to sales is perhaps one of the biggest and the most common challenge small business owners face. Very good at product development, creating great services, ensuring results for customers, but very bad at going out there and making an impact and actually creating revenue from the products that have been so painstakingly created. It's not just you, it's me as well. And quite honestly, I understand. So, let me first introduce myself for the people who don't know me. My name is Amit Suvarna. I'm an organic marketing strategist and coach. And like many of you, I too came from a place of not being comfortable selling. Sales सुनते ही कांपने लग जाता है and no idea what to do about it. But it has improved over time, and as I advanced my own small business and worked with more and more clients, sold more and more of my services uh, and coaching, I realized that there is a way to do this. And all the education that we have had, or perceptions that we've had about sales, especially when it comes to uh, the most usual suspects, movies, and mostly your boss in organizations, builds very weird associations with sales, especially if you are a sensitive person, a kind person, then it becomes difficult for you to digest these things. So let's get into that a little bit, and let me share with you a couple of perspectives and things that I have learned and applied in terms of sales that have helped me go a long way to not now thinking too much about sales. So it's about shifting your perspective and the pattern of thinking. I remember earlier on in my career, there were people in the organization that made it sound like you have to be shameless to sell, that you have to be obstructive, intrusive, take people's phones and, like, put down your number in it, or ask them immediately for referrals, and like put them in a, like, an uncomfortable situation. These were the kind of things that I was seeing, noticing, and apparently it would be okay, and that would like make me feel extremely uncomfortable. However, as I grew and started doing my own business, I was very fortunate to come under the tutelage of certain mentors of mine, one of them being Rajiv Talreja, and the other one is I consider him to be a mentor, Chris Doe, that really shifted this perspective and made it about service, and especially if you have the right products and services, there is nothing that you should be afraid about. You're out there to help them, to serve them as a professional friend, and that immediately changed how I looked at sales. So if you have something valuable, you believe in your product and or service, then selling is a moral responsibility to help more people rather than just like being pushy and salesy and sleazy in sales. So shifting in perspective became very important for me. Second is that started seeing sales for what it is because my principles changed. The number one principle that I started adhering to is that it's not personal, it's business. Uh, and so every win that I used to have wasn't a personal win, but it was a business win. Every failure that I had while trying to execute a sale was a fail when it came to the business perspective and not a personal failure. I wasn't a personal failure. As soon as I made that distinction, things became easier for me. Um, this also meant that I needed to, from a business standpoint, increase my expertise, increase experience, showcase authority, and build as much trust as possible before I could actually enter a sales conversation. So, also doing more and more doing more and more sales helped me build this experience, helped me build this expertise. Of course, from the skills side of it, from the functional side of it, obviously I needed to develop my capability, develop clarity in thought of what is it that my product or service is, who is it that I'm serving, what is the kind of audience that will really benefit from my products and services. That clarity and building of that capability helped me develop the courage that I needed to go out there and sell more effectively. So then came my second principle is to change how I frame sales. And I'm guessing the biggest game changer is Chris Doe's sales as an acronym: serve, ask, listen, empathize, summarize. Go with the mindset of serving, ask a lot of questions, actively listen, empathize with their condition or their current state, summarize so that you can communicate whether you got it right. Immediately, once I started doing this, I felt that a huge rock has been lifted off my chest. That I knew what I was doing and I was helping them create goals, helping them see solutions rather than just push stuff down people's throats, right? Complete game changer. Um, and following that up with, seeking permission at every stage, asking questions like, is it okay if I dash, dash, dash? You know, that really helped me. And then thanking them for the permission and then moving forward, right? It also gives a psychological advantage to the person that you're selling to, that they are in control of the conversation, uh, because that helps you converse, to communicate as well, and to build relationships. I i truly believe that the the act of selling is not exactly about culminating into revenue, but to build relationships that would culminate into revenue. Uh, at least this is how I look at it and how it has helped me. Then principle three is about asking the right questions. The right questions can make all the difference. And these are some of the questions that have really helped me uh, have multiple clients and happy clients. In fact, I use these things to, even probe further for in life, and already sold customers that what how can I help you, right? So some of the questions that I ask are, how can I help? I think this is a brilliant conversation starter. How can I help? The second thing, that once they like tell me like, may I summarize, is it okay if I summarize? And after I summarize, like I ask them, is there anything that I missed? In fact, this question helps get more and more responses that really drill down into what their problem statements are. Then once I get a problem statement that I know doesn't let them sleep at night, I get a little bit into more specifics, that you mentioned so and so. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Why has this become a problem over time? Can you share an example where it is like stopping you from doing better? Right? Uh, what all have you tried to solve this particular problem? How did those attempts go? Why do you think they failed? If this issue was resolved, how would it impact your business? How high a priority it is for finding a solution? And why is it a top priority? These questions really, really changed the game in how I like conducted myself and built relationships with prospective customers. They might have not have culminated completely into a sale, but till date I have conversations with these people on how they're doing, and they still remember the conversations. In fact, I sometimes feel that these, when I get into podcasts, I'm going to like use these questions to some of these questions to actually have some very interesting answers. So you can use these questions to build your sales conversations. Then moving on to, once you know like the key principles that help build your ethics, your base of ideals, then you can go into talking about what does your ethical sales system look like, how can you build it. Right at the top of it is an attraction stage, and a stage where you attract businesses. This is um, as an organic marketing consultant and coach, well, this is something that you build out through marketing, right? And this helps you build the starting points of your sales pipeline, because in terms of your sales, marketing can help make your sales superfluous. That means it won't matter how much you actually go out there and hunt. So if you know anything about sales, a lot of the top sales guys talk about the hunting methodology and the farming methodology. um, while hunting is great when you immediately have to sell, farming is a more long term solution and a trust building solution to having repeated and a sustainable, predictable sales pipeline, right? Uh, so the building good marketing helps with people already slightly inclined to work with you before they come and speak to you, right? The second stage is the conversion stage or the convert stage, where you're building like a sales process, a funnel in some cases, or rather in most cases, which like seamlessly lead into a sales conversation, transition into a sales conversation, right? So this could, you could make this better by optimizing each touch point that you have with your prospective customer. uh, Take them from basically a lead capture to a final call, nurture them on the way, ensure that it's a seamless experience, right? Don't let a lot of dead time in between from them booking a call to actually having the call, ensure that they are nurtured and basically kept informed along the way, how you can help, maybe even before they come into the meeting, right? Almost as if they already know you before they come into a meeting, right? Then obviously having the sales call. Now over here it is very important to have a sales script. Now the script doesn't need to be like word by word defined, but at least having a an outline where you know that you're going from here to here to here to here, and asking all the right relevant questions to be able to build goals for your prospective customers, so that you can lead them to a place where their their desired state is right in front of them, ripe for picking, right? So having a sales process also helps you understand their business more deeply and help you align your solutions accordingly, right? So ensure that you have a sales call process. What you are going through doesn't need to be word by word, but an outline is required, right? And the last step would be a proposal stage. I have missed putting that as a banner over here, but there is a proposal stage, right? A proposal stage uh, isn't or shouldn't ideally just be a document, but also enumerate how it is going to help, benefit statements. If you want to add a video to help them, you know, um help them perceive this as higher value, right? Extra engagement, help them get back to you faster. So it should be a value asset and an experience for them when you send a proposal. Sometimes some practitioners of the trade, for example me, I ask them for a call to reveal the proposal so that any and all questions about the proposal are answered right there. When that is not possible, what I do is I send a proposal, but I also send a video along with that to explain to the prospect what the proposal entails. So this obviously increases the rate of engagement. You can clearly ask for call to actions in the video. You can also basically raise the engagement and the perceived value of what it is that you're selling. So yeah, this kind of builds out how I look at sales. It's something that I have not been trained in, but it's worked for me. So I hope you see value in it. And if there are any more sales or ethical sales tips, tricks, techniques that you would like to share, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to learn them too. If I can include them into my sales process, I would be extremely grateful. I'm learning little by little on my own as well. Thank you so much. I know today I've been late. Generally, I um, come live at 10 a.m. Um, Back to schedule programming tomorrow. Have a brilliant rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.